Hello one and all, welcome to Seen Through Glass. Welcome to Los Angeles, California, the home of the greatest golden hour on earth. If you're not into your photography or videography, golden hour is what's happening right now. It's that beautiful moment in the morning and in the evening when the sun just rises up over the horizon and creates this beautiful golden glow, and I'm obsessed. I love coming here just to be able to film this moment right now. I actually haven't been back to LA since 2019 during Drive the World, but long-term viewers of this channel will know I love this place, and I've returned with Tony from Gravelwood Car Sales because we're here to do a load of work around our podcast, Behind the Glass. But don't worry, we're also going to be creating some awesome videos for you guys starting right now. Well, welcome to our daily for our week here in LA, a Cadillac Escalade V Series. It's actually Tony's first time in America, and I thought I couldn't come all this way with him and not give him the most American experience that I could think of, at least when it comes to driving. So yes, I am so glad that Cadillac have relented this thing. It's huge, like there is no way. I'm 6'2", the bonnet is nearly at my head. The thing is absolutely massive. It's got a 6.2 litre V8 engine, 680 horsepower, it's around $150,000. It's mad, it's the size of a British school bus, but I kind of love it. And so do you, do not even lie. We picked this thing up yesterday and we both spent the first 30 minutes going, oh my god, this thing's amazing! It's huge, mate. It's huge. Okay, I'm going to try and put some scale in here. How tall do you pretend to be?
No, I'm about 5'10".
That's a lie. But no. Anyway, well, yeah. But I mean, just look at this thing. You could fit an entire army in it. We could do a Behind the Glass live event inside this car.
It is big, mate, honestly. Actually, if I lived here, I never thought I'd actually say this, but I'd actually have one if I lived there. Mate, it is a mega thing on the road. Oh my god,
I've lost you to America. It's been 6 hours and I've lost you to America.
I'm gonna come and live here.
Oh my god. Okay, well, before Tony gets really carried away and like applies for his visa, let's jump on and I reckon kickstart this big American adventure.
America.
So today we're actually heading down to Newport Beach, which is like an hour and a half south of LA. Going to be visiting what I used to know is Lamborghini Newport Beach, but I think it's expanded or rebranded to also include Koenigsegg, McLaren, Bugatti, and a whole load of things. And we're basically going to go and firstly sniff out some stock, see what's going on. Tony wants to see what car prices are like here in the US, but also check out one car in particular that we are big fans of, so more of that to come soon. But yeah, I mean, so far so good, right? It's been cruising along, having a lovely time. This big old car,
breezy, man.
You've had to get used to Californian driving, which is,
you've been very helpful.
I've tried.
You've been a good co-pilot, as you'd say.
Well, I learned how not to be a co-pilot during Mille Miglia, seeing what you did. So
mate, hold on a minute, I done a good job there. I know the first couple of days was a bit sketchy, but in general I think we smashed that.
So I'm doing the reverse. I'm being really helpful immediately, and I'm going to tail off. By the end of the week I'm going to be useless.
No, because I just won't need your help. In an hour and like, go away, go and sit in the back, I'm not interested. I'll do it on my own, no problem.
Hi, thank you for choosing Starbucks.
Hi there, can I have a small latte, please?
I'm sorry, one more time?
Tall latte, please.
Latte, tall latte.
What size?
Tall.
Tall, yes please, yeah.
1 bottle of water, please.
And a bottle of water?
Thank you.
Alrighty, I'll have your tool out the window.
Thank you.
No problem.
No clue what you were saying.
She didn't understand what I was saying.
Sorry, one more time. One more time. Oh. Okay, well here we are at Lamborghini Newport Beach. It's a completely different venue from when I last visited these guys. They've expanded, it's now like a kind of supercar supercentre. It's Bugatti here, McLaren, Koenigsegg, etc. And there's an insane amount of stock. But one very interesting thing is that prices here are very different to those that are in the UK or in Europe. And considering that this week we're here to kind of promote the podcast, one thing we've been talking about a lot recently on the podcast is, well, used supercar prices. So I thought we'd quickly just sort of run around the forecourt and the showroom and talk about the values of some of the cars currently for sale down here at Lambo Newport Beach. I brought you to a car you're very familiar with.
In our country, in the UK, probably one of the best value supercars you can buy, 488.
So in the UK, what would you expect that to be?
Pounds, depending on miles, 170, 180,000 pounds.
$334,000.
Oh right, it's 100 grand more.
$334,000
Yeah.
for a 488 Spider.
Right, so that equaled into pounds is 300 grand ish.
Ish with the current exchange
it's
rate.
100 grand more, mate.
I mean,
It's a lot.
yeah. 992 GT3
Yeah.
car that we know in the UK and Europe.
Yeah.
Big overs on the used market.
Well, hold on a minute. Don't get too excited. 'Cause these
Big overs.
we know why he's saying that. These have actually, in the UK, they have actually softened in the last couple of months. Not huge amounts, but they have softened a little bit as a used car.
Because if it was in the UK, it's what, 210,
Yeah, it's not got clubsport, it's not got ceramic, so it would be, 210, 220 maybe. What is it here? No.
Guess. Based on the 488.
So it's $100,000 more than that.
Well, it's not. So this is 288 grand.
Oh right, this is softer.
So surprisingly softer.
So wait a minute, that converted is probably
260,000
pounds. Oh right, but that's
that's
not
so
huge
it's not all making sense. This.
Yeah, well, there's obviously a lot more of them in this country than there are in the UK, boy.
1, 2, 3, 4 Huracan STOs. I love these cars.
Me
I think
too.
they're hilarious fun.
Yeah.
In the UK, they've struggled on the used market, haven't they?
They've softened off again. So a delivery mile car in the UK is around 300, 310, roughly. There are obviously stuff up at more money, but they're dreaming.
Okay.
They're that money in the UK, roughly.
This car, advertised, $499,000.
Oh my God.
It's a £500,000 car. A $500,000 car, sorry.
So wait, that translated is
450.
450 pounds. So it's 150 grand more.
Mate, we don't know how lucky we are.
Oh my God.
I'm fully aware with the current global economic situation, cost of living crisis, etc. Talking about supercar values is a little bit out of touch with reality, but this is what we do. This is this channel.
This is where we are.
This is where we are, exactly. And the thing is, we spend most of our time on the podcast talking about, say used car market values, UK market, European market. I had no idea how valuable some of the stuff still is out here.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether this is softening off or increasing or whatever, but the price difference is insane, mate.
Yeah, some cars are like 50% more than the UK.
Absolutely mad.
It's a lot, mate.
And that's just the stuff on the forecourt. I reckon let's head inside the showroom and see what juicy stuff is lurking in there. Oh, it's lovely in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bit of air conditioning.
Yeah. No sun in your face.
That always helps. Now, lots of other things that we've already seen outside. STO, very nice 720S, but I want to take you to the back. Head to that back right-hand corner. Because, yeah. You are going to find, next to the interesting McDonald's Spec 620R, an Aventador SVJ Roadster. Now, I have no idea what the value of something like that is in the UK.
I can tell you.
Please, thank God you're here.
So around 400 grand-ish. Might be a bit more, 420, might be 380, but around 400 grand. Pounds, sterling.
Do you want to sit down?
If there's a chair, a chair.
Okay, I'll tell you what, just take a guess.
$600,000. So that's quite a considerable amount more.
$900,000.
No chance. No,
Currently
mate.
advertised at as $899,000.
So is that £800,000? That's double, mate.
This car,
Go on.
$580,000.
Oh, right. That's a lot as well.
Anyway, I'm distracted because come and look at this. These cars are haunting me at the moment. Oh my God! This is a bit of me, mate, isn't it? You could. I dream of having one.
How much are they?
In the UK, around 300 grand. So here, probably about $750,000. But I mean, it's just beautiful. And look at this interior. I don't know if it's the exact spec that I'd have, but as a car for a sunny place, absolutely outrageous.
You could have a choice, mate. It's a used car, but you just got to have what you got to get.
Yeah, but you can. One came up on collecting cars recently, which was white with a green interior.
Would you have that one?
Immediately. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But talking of unbelievable cars, yeah, we kind of have to reference this and that. Well, it's unbelievable that they made it, I guess. It's shocking. It's not my favourite hypercar of all time. Bit of a weird one. The McLaren Speedtail, obviously central driving position, supposed to be kind of a Bugatti Veyron or Chiron rival, so good from Lamborghini Newport Beach. They parked them near each other, but yeah, I don't think anyone who actually bought one of these was particularly happy with it. They seem to just endlessly be for sale, and I've never really seen them driven on the road.
A few quid, and they 2 million quid?
Yeah, like just, I don't know, it's not really a thing. Meanwhile though, this, and I'm not skipping past the Diablo by the way, but this is, oh mate, I love a Bugatti. I adore a Bugatti, and that is a very nice Veyron.
Well, I tell you what, mate, every time I see one of these, I told you the story before, I was in the Performante, and my pal was in one of these, and he just literally drove off.
Yeah, they just disappear, don't they? Yeah, they
honestly,
just disappear.
mate, like, I know it's 15 years old, but even in today's standard, once it's moving, it's still unbelievable compared to a normal everyday Supercar.
Oh, I just love them. I think they're aging so well. It's a very nice spec. I think this is the kind of facelift version. It may be a special edition. I'm really bad. I lost track of how many special edition Veyrons they made, but it does have slightly updated headlights, I noticed, rather than the very standard original cars. But yeah, oh my God, I would have that in a
Can I make
heart.
an apology about this car?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I went in on this car fairly hard once.
So you're admitting you were wrong?
No,
Are you admitting you were wrong?
I'd like to retract
Are
my
you admitting you were wrong?
I'd just like to retract my statement, and I actually really like them now.
Okay, I'm going to sign a piece of paper about that later.
Well, this is a surprise. You suddenly find us sitting in a McLaren 675 LT. We've left the dealership behind us. We were walking around chatting with the awesome team from Lamborghini Newport Beach and talking about cars that we like and that have intrigued us, and we both said one car that we've always had a bit of a soft spot for is the LT, and the guys happened to have a coupe and a Spider, and they were like, you want to go for a drive on one? We're like, yes!
Yes, please.
So we jumped in this thing, we've headed 5 minutes down the road, and apparently we're about to turn onto a bit of a highway stretch that we can have some fun on.
Go flat out.
It was amazing. And actually, it's kind of relevant to our overall video because we've been talking about values of cars here in comparison to the UK and stuff like that. This, however, not only in the UK represents good value, here in the US also. This is $250,000. It's about £215,000.
Yeah.
So it's kind of equivalent to UK pricing.
Give or take.
Give or take.
Yeah.
Still a lot of money, as I say, like I'm fully aware. A lot of people at the moment selling cars, not buying them. But we're here to talk about theoretical life that Tony and I had 250 grand to spend willy-nilly. And would we, or could we, or might we consider one of these?
Oh, I think we got to consider it, mate. I mean, I know it's not our favourite brand, but this is the pinnacle of McLaren.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there, right? This is the one that makes sense. If you're thinking of buying a McLaren and you're looking at the used market, because these are less, what's a 720S these days?
150,000.
Oh, okay, so this is more than a 720S. But for me, this is the McLaren that I think gives you a little bit of emotion. It's got a bit of a personality. It's got some character to it.
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of McLarens are missing, unfortunately.
They lack it.
They lack it,
Yeah.
and it's also early enough in the McLaren story that it's got a more of a classic look, the lines, some of this kind of switchgear feels a bit retro now and then.
The noise.
The noise!
Yeah.
It's got those pops and those crackles which they're introduced with this exhaust. It feels leery, I mean it still feels fast.
I mean, this is ridiculous to say.
Don't say it. No, I know what you're saying. Don't say it. You're about to say it doesn't feel fast.
No, it don't, mate. You can't say that nearly a 700 horsepower supercar isn't fast. Of course it's fast, but things move on, mate. This is 7 years old, this car.
Yeah, that's nuts, isn't it?
But what I will say is it does still feel relevant.
Yes, and engaging.
Yes.
And you don't even like old cars.
No.
And you don't even like McLarens.
No.
I still really like these, and the question is, maybe not in the next 12 to 18 months, but at some point, are these going to creep up? And I think yes, because of what they represent within the McLaren story, that
Yeah.
McLaren lineage, the first ever LT. We don't know how much longer McLaren Automotive are going to be around in the form that we know them. Could they get bought out by somebody? Maybe. We don't. There's so much that could change with McLaren Automotive, and to hold this piece of their most recent history, I think makes sense. And so if these cars are one day going to be 350, 400 grand, we might be kicking ourselves going, God, we could have had one of those at 200.
I think the general problem, mate, with McLaren is the confidence in the brand in general.
Yeah.
Because if you take us two as an example, if we had confidence in the brand, we'd both go and buy one of these cars.
Okay, fair.
So,
Well,
I don't think it's the car.
Not as rich as you.
Mate, you've got a GT3 coming.
Well,
What an absolutely awesome and unexpected experience on our first day here in Los Angeles. So huge thanks to the team at Lamborghini Newport Beach for allowing us to have a quick blast in the LT. As we were just saying, still a special car. And in comparison to that 488 Spider that's on the forecourt here at $330,000, this thing, $250,000. I mean, why wouldn't you choose that? Very cool. Anyway, I reckon now it's probably time for lunch. Well, after we refueled ourselves, we had one more stop on day one of this LA adventure, and that was to Myers Manx, the creators of the original Dune buggy, an iconic Californian and American car, and one that I knew Tony well. I actually didn't know exactly what Tony would think, but I thought it was essential that we jumped in one and went for a quick blast into the sunset to wrap up our first epic day in LA. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my God! Where's the lorry come from?
The car is pulling left so much.
No, stop!
The man brakes. Oh my God. Okay, right, we are here. We are in a Myers Manx. This is an experience, right?
Terrifying!
A big part of this trip, or a big point of this trip, was to try to indoctrinate Tony into some really American and Californian experiences, and it does not get much more Californian or American than this. The ultimate, the original Dune buggy.